After we've actually acquired or obtained this data set, the next step is to organize it. Now, as we learned from a previous lesson, we have 3 separate data sets that we make use of during training and testing the network. Oftentimes for image data, we're going to need to organize these data sets on disk. If we use a neural network API to download the data set in the previous step, then oftentimes those APIs will organize the data on disk for us into these 3 separate data sets. Otherwise, we need to spend the time organizing the directory structure for where the data will reside on disk. For example, some APIs might expect the data to be organized into 3 separate directories for each the training, validation, and test sets. And then within each of these directories, the underlying data will be nested into directories based on the corresponding categories. So within the training directory, for example, we might have 3 subdirectories labeled as dumbbell, kettlebell, and barbell for our classes. And then the actual data, the image files, will reside inside of these nested directories depending on which category they belong to. So that's just one example for how data might be organized on disk. But again, it depends on how the network is expected to access this data during training.